cat belly. The other cat belly. Okay, so this is how this jig works. This is a short fuselage, and I did plan on putting more brackets, formers, jigs along the length. I was able to get 4 to make contact, and I've already pulled them in a little bit. I've got the rough shape of the aircraft. Now, the back end here, half fuselage, is dictated by the formers that go in there, as well as the ribs that crisscross and diagonal. So that's going to dictate the final shape and angles. But for now, that's a good start. I can start figuring out where everything goes. Alright, so this is the approach I've taken to squaring everything up and getting these ribs in. Because you do have to bend everything as you go. So I've centered the main fuselage over my jig. A couple of elastic bands pulling things together. And I butted up the 2 end pieces, top and bottom, so they're dead center too. So what I'm doing is starting with these diagonals, popping them into place, popping the former into place, making sure everything's square where it's supposed to go. This one lines up right at the bottom, so you can't go wrong. Same on the other side. And this can only go one direction and fit snug. Same with the one on the bottom. They decided not to go opposite directions. But anyways, there's a part 1 and a part 1-1. The 1 is the upper, 2 is the upper, 3 is the upper, 1-1 is a lower, 2-2 is a lower, and 3-3 is a lower. So I'm just going to slowly work my way back, get the majority of them in. I'm just tacking them in now with medium CA, but my plan is once they're just tacked in, I'm going to use some epoxy and do some fillets on the whole length, top, bottom, inside and out. Anyways, I will continue on that and we'll see how it works. Alright, that was quite the process. They're all square. They've got all of their correct numbered diagonals across the top and bottom. I think what I'm going to do is leave this for the night. I may just put a little epoxy on some of those braces just to secure it. Again, let that sit overnight. And then I'm going to carefully release it from the jig and start putting in the diagonals that are on the vertical. Yeah, there's a couple of diagonals this way, and it looks like they all kind of go, well, they're all different ways. So that's tomorrow's project, is to epoxy all of those guys in. And to secure them, there is some very thin carbon fiber gussets that go on the outside that will lock everything together. I will scuff everything, make sure it's all fair, and then I will put those gussets on with epoxy, and I'll put epoxy fillets in behind the gussets. Anyways, that's tomorrow's project. And so for tonight, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, that's all we're gonna do.